Hello, everyone, and welcome back to College Disc Golf News with me, your host, Nickens, bringing it back with a awesome event this time with the Appalachian, our first event for the year, kicking off at Wing Deer Park in Johnson City, Tennessee. It's a ton of fun. We had 5 teams show up and a lot of cool storylines going into the year for the Appalachian Conference and for college disc golf as a whole. We have a top team in Milligan University playing with some new upcomers with Tennessee being back, ETSU trying to build on some momentum from last year with Caleb Hall, and a lot of cool things going on. So we're just going to jump into it, give you all the news, everything going on for the first event of the year. Make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We're going to be breaking down other events here on College Disc Golf News. So if you like what you see, if you like the videos, make sure you keep it up and let me know in the comments. So the day started off with singles at Wing Deer Park, which is a local favorite, I might add. A lot of people absolutely love this course. It is kind of, as you're seeing, a pretty tight wooded course. The first few holes, kind of this like you want to open up, get some birdies going. Definitely the front nine is very attackable, scoreable, par 4 in it on hole 8. So a lot of hole 7, I mean, and a lot of cool things that you can do. But I mean, anything can happen. You can see there's a lot of trees. You can get off into the woods. You can get yourself into trouble. And so the name of the game is definitely staying in the fairway, taking the birdies when you can, opening it up on some of these shorter holes that are very attackable and scoreable, and then kind of keeping it going through that back nine. There's a really tough stretch from around 12 to around 16 that can really eat your lunch. And then the final 3 holes are still no joke, but they're a little more manageable, not as troublesome if you're hitting the fairways. So let's get into what happened. So as mentioned earlier, there was a lot of players kind of around 4 or 5 down, kind of heading into the last few holes, that back 9 stretch where they were trying to get back up in the order, make sure they're keeping their lead that they got on the front 9. So a lot of guys were stuck at 5 down, trying to get up there, and a few made it to 7. About 4 or 5 guys made it to 7, but it ended up being that Caleb Hall from ETSU, really talented player, ended up pulling out the dub, 8 down, no playoff needed, and just a really impressive showing from him. This is a guy that was really 1 hole away from winning D3 singles this past year, and so it's good to see him already out to a hot start, winning the first event of the year for the Appalachian Conference. So 6 down, going through a pretty difficult stretch on that back 9. And was able to pull it out. Had a bogey on 11, which not necessarily a hole that you expect Caleb Hall, such a talented player, to get a bogey on, but was able to get it back. Had an amazing birdie on 14, then on the par 4 on 15, carding that 3, able with his huge arm to be able to card the birdie on 16, birdied 17. Unfortunately, had a bogey for 14. Could have had it 1,000 rated round, plus round with that, but unfortunately, has to settle for first place. What was Caleb Hall? But an amazing showing for him. But you also had the rest of the Milligan guys performing really well and really solid on a course that they do play a lot. You had Chris Burney with 7 down. Ethan Bishop, who just finished 3rd place at the Collegiate, also 7 down. Chase Farler, 7 down. John Bernard, who plays really well in singles over in Collegiate as well, 6 down. So a lot of these Milligan guys, while they didn't pull out the dub, they didn't get the singles win. Man, they were absolutely on fire all over the course, and they were shooting really well today. But another really interesting storyline. While Milligan was still dominating, had almost all of the top 10, most of their guys in the top 20, Tennessee, a team that used to play a few years ago, has their club team, hadn't really been competing for a while, had some guys that were coming in. Matthew Monroe, Taylor Boguki, who was, I think, from Clemson, Grady Williams, playing a course I don't think they had played very often and shooting really hot. And so definitely a team to watch out for. This is their B squad, the B squad. And so they've also got guys like Jacob Tefteller, other guys on that squad that can definitely, if they're playing their capacity, and they've got guys in this kind of depth on their squad, at least in singles, this is something that you could watch out for in the future. maybe they're playing a course that they know really well, get to practice. Kind of scary going in for the year. We'll get into the teams and the final scores in a second, but a storyline to definitely keep your eye out on for the rest of the year. But the big thing is that Milligan, from their A team to their C team, really consistent all around, especially when it came to singles. Milligan A was already 5 strokes down heading into it, and such a tackable, of course, like Winged Deer. Their team score was 12 down. I mean, what a solid round from them. 1,000 rated. If you were playing singles as a team, probably more around a 940 to 950 rated round. So very solid for them. Probably shooting at or above their rating. But while Milligan B may have been seemingly in the lead, an impressive showing from UTK White. Their B team, their UT's B team, was able to secure second place with a 10 down round. Very solid for them. Impressive showing that they've got that kind of depth. And while Milligan B was able to secure third place, and Milligan C was able to secure fourth place for a very dominant showing from Milligan. Something to definitely keep your eye out for there in Tennessee. Some great squads, some guys that are really going at it. A lot of depth on these teams. And so we're going to check out the rest of the teams, the rest of the squads for the tournament. You had ETSU solidly 9 down for their squad, just needing some improvements with the singles round. I think their team round overall was still really good. But when you have these kinds of events, they're one day, one round singles, one round doubles. You have to have all of your guys on lock. And so when you're able to score and attack the course, you can't have a guy going over par. You kind of need to score down or at least be around even so that way your average is up. A little bit of a disappointing day for Tennessee Tech. This is a team that we saw last year, played really well in D1 still, played well in D2. I mean, these guys, they're a great group of guys, still kind of bringing back their program after a few years ago, and they brought it back. So Micah Jones and those guys playing well. I think it's one of those things is that they just came out a little flat in their singles rounds. I mean, every single one of them shot around 9 down. I think all their teams tied pretty well for their scores. And so I think this is a squad that I'm not super worried about. You get them on a course they know, maybe some more practice. They're a little more warmed up. I mean, they had to drive 3 hours to get here, woke up at like 4:30 in the morning to go be at this tournament. So I think you give them a place where they're rested, where they know it. I mean, this is a team that you could see at Sparta here September 20th. You could see them even take down a Milligan or Tennessee and really shoot well out there. So be on the lookout. I know they're down there on the leaderboard, but this is not their home event, and they'll definitely be there and attacking it here soon. So be on the lookout for them. Another storyline to kind of keep your eye on, Carson Newman, last team there, were able to get 10th place, but this is a rebuilding year for them. A lot of their guys weren't either able to be there. Pretty much every single one of these guys on Carson Newman was new. I don't think had ever played this course before, so excited to see their growth. They got a good coach over there, Chase Farler, who's going to be bringing them up, and so be on the lookout for them. They're going to be a work in progress kind of team for this year. But still, maybe could make some moves. I know Taylor Kilgore's still over there. Some other guys that were played on the team last year just weren't able to be there. Keep an eye on Carson Newman for Division 3 this year. Lastly, and certainly not least, let's talk about our ladies. Super excited, and not often do you see in conference events that you have some gals coming out. UT should also have some gals in the future, but this is really cool that you have 3 schools potentially that in a conference that have gals that are playing. You don't get to see that. I think the Carolinas conference has that. Some other conferences may too, but it's really cool to get to see that throughout the year. And so keep your eye out. Sydney Kitchings, who actually played with ETSU's B team, shot the hot round for the gals with 7 over, which is pretty impressive at beating some guys out there. And so shout out to Sydney. And Haley Crouch, who's still new to the game, at 25 over, not too bad. She is shooting above her. She's shooting around her rating. Still getting used to it. I think she's still a little bit new. So something to keep your eye out on for the future. But two ladies that I wanted to shout out today for taking it out there and playing with the guys. But that is gonna do it for us today. Your final tallies for the scores again were Milligan at first place with 17 down, beating UTKB by 5 strokes. A dominant win, a dominant showing from them. A win, might I add, that they didn't have their top players. They didn't have Ben Wagner. Zizi Newell is transferring next semester, and so something to definitely keep your eye out on. Can Milligan, a team that was poised to play well last year in D1, can they keep this momentum? Just kind of the first conference event of the year, but it seems like they're poised to do that, at least at this course. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Are you excited for the year? UT, what do you guys think about them? A brand new back to college disc golf. Super cool to see them. ETSU, can they get their players up and prepared, get them ready to go? They've got a good program going on over there. Super exciting stuff to see. Let me know down in the comments other events you want me to cover, other things, video ideas. Love to hear it. Excited to start this 2025 disc golf season off right. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'll see you guys later. Peace.